After 1960, the relationship between fear and suspicion and contemporary reality becomes more evident in Hitchcock's cinema. Indeed, the suffocating atmosphere of Psycho, which resembles a horror movie more than a thriller, refers to everyday realities. As explained at the end of the film, the pervert who murders the customers who come to his motel and mummifies his mother who died 10 years ago and hides her in his house makes references to Freud. Famous actors such as Ingrid Bergman, Grace Kelly, James Stewart, Gregory Peck, Ray Milland, Henry Fonda appear in Hitchcock's films. However, the director does not hesitate to say that he does not care about the actor, that the best actor is the actor without talent, that perfect acting does not contribute to the movie. For this reason, he does not refrain from using actors in a way that the audience never expects. For example, in Psycho, before the movie is halfway through, the leading actress Janet Leigh is stabbed to death in the famous shower scene. The elimination of a leading actress halfway through the movie is an act that only Hitchcock would dare to do. The most striking scene of the movie is when a young woman staying overnight in a motel is killed in the shower by a man with only his hand visible. Hitchcock considered Psycho as his purest movie. The audience learns that the killer, who is disguised as a woman, suffers from a split personality because he killed his mother and stepfather. The gothic atmosphere of the film, shot in black and white, goes beyond an individual incident and brings to the fore the fear of contemporary man in the face of social violence. According to Žižek, the viewer's sense of control over the images reflected on the screen, which seem to be completely under his control, is quite misleading. The viewer's safe space is deliberately shaken, and the safe space he or she has been watching safely is now transformed into an uncanny space. Thus, the truth infiltrates the safe space of the viewer. From this moment on, the viewer is confronted with his or her own desires, and this also places the viewer in the place of that with which he or she identifies. According to Žižek, the scene in which Norman Bates buries Marion in the trunk of the car takes the viewer out of his safe space and confronts his own desire, the anxiety experienced by Norman Bates and the viewer. When a part of the car that Norman Bates pushes into the swamp remains on the surface, removes the viewer's neutral appearance, and the viewer confronts the fact that Norman Bates's desire and his own desires are identical. The viewer actually takes Norman Bates' side in the hope that the car will sink. In this sense, according to the Lacanian gaze, identifying with such a desire places the viewer in the position of the murderer. Hitchcock also uses this feature of the gaze to eliminate the safe space of the viewer, and the reality that is being watched through the window suddenly fills in. This disrupts the regular, ordinary course of the viewer and leaves the viewer in an awareness that his/her ordinary life can be reconstructed with uncanny possibilities. In this sense, it would not be wrong to say that Hitchcock's cinema is not only a cinema of murder, but also the murder itself.